You're watching BBN Tonight on your official UK sports station, LEX 18. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK athletics.
All right, welcome back to BBN Tonight. We're joined by the voice of the Wildcats now, Tom Leach. Tom, thank you so much for joining us.
Was your mic not on?
So the Cats had an opportunity to improve their conference resume on Saturday at Rupp Arena. Almost did, but just couldn't pull out to close the game with Florida. Just your thoughts on how those final couple minutes went in that one.
You know, they had the lead at the last media timeout by 1 and gave up just a crucial 3 on Florida's next possession. That was just a real backbreaker. You know, they got a couple of good looks for Mintz late down the stretch. If he hits either one of those, maybe they pull it out. Nobody's going to make them all. He's made more than his share of big shots. But the point is, they were able to execute well enough to get those 2 good shots. They didn't have the abundance of turnovers that we saw earlier in those final 4-minute situations. So that was at least good. I think if Isaiah Jackson stayed out of foul trouble, I think they would have won the game, because he looked like the guy there in the second half when he played for an extended stretch that was best against that zone. He was very assertive. I think in one stretch he accounted for 11 points on drives and free throws, and then added 3 more when he threw a skip pass over to Toppin for a 3. So those were things that they wanted to do to attack the zone, and he did them better than anybody else they were playing, and unfortunately he couldn't stay out there long enough.
Yeah, I feel like Isaiah needs to be on the floor for this team. So I don't know what you do other than just say, don't foul. You know, hope for the best out there. All right, so Kentucky plays just 2 more regular. What's that?
I was going to say, he needs to be like that great high school player who just does everything to avoid getting in foul trouble, because, you know, he's a great defensive presence, and now he's become probably their hardest guy to guard on offense.
Yeah, true. All right, Kentucky has just 2 more regular season games. They'll play at Ole Miss and then at home against South Carolina. Not going to add another non-conference opponent, so these games basically become getting ready for an SEC tournament run.
Yeah, and they if they win 2, I think they likely would be the 6th seed, which is playing late on Thursday night. But you would have a little better spot in the bracket maybe. As we've seen with all these Kentucky games that have been close, they can play with anybody in the league. So I think more so than seeding or anything, I just think they need, especially this one against Ole Miss, to recapture some of that momentum. You don't want to lose 2 in a row. Just this team's been knocked down a lot this season, and to their credit, they've continued to get back up and fight and play hard time and time again. But you don't want to get knocked down too many times. So I hope they can come back, bounce back, get a win against Ole Miss, get one against South Carolina, and at that point you go into the tournament having won 5 of your last 6 if it plays out that way. And
you mentioned right now possibly looking at a 6th seed, late Thursday night tip-off in the SEC tournament. Although there are some scenarios, maybe not some, but several scenarios that need to happen for Kentucky to possibly earn a double bye. Do you know any of those scenarios, and how could that all unfold?
Yeah, I was looking at those things before the game on Saturday, and they were pretty favorable. After the loss, in my mind, I kind of wrote it off. So I haven't looked at those to
can't blame
in any depth. So I don't know what all planets would have to come into alignment for that to happen. So I think at this point, I would just like to see them pick up 2 wins this week, and wherever they are, they would at least go in feeling good about themselves, playing with confidence, all those things that we saw coming off that win at Tennessee.
But we're saying there's a chance.
They're telling me there's a chance.
All right. Tom, this morning on the Leach Report, you had Goose Gibbons on. He had some interesting news talking about his 1978 championship team.
Yeah, he said they're working, they're I guess have finished up a show now on the 78 championship season. Goose and Rick Roby, James Lee, Mike Phillips, the 4 seniors there, and Kyle Macy and Truman Clater, Jay Scheidler, all that crew. And this is going to air, according to Goose, on Monday night after Selection Sunday, so March the 15th. I think on the SEC network is where it'll have its debut. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully, by that time, we know that Kentucky has overcome the odds and played themselves into the NCAA tournament. But if not, that would be a nice show to. Well, it's gonna be a nice show to watch either way. But it would be especially nice if you knew Kentucky was going to be playing later that week too.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. We look forward to talking to you again next week, hopefully after 2 victories with the Wildcats.
Let's see. Let's hope so.
Stay right there. We have more after this.
You're watching BBN Tonight.